Cori Close just called, and she's online, and you do not keep the reigning Naismith Coach of the Year waiting. No. So we're going to do Cori now. And Cori, congratulations. Could not be more excited or more happy for you on both your honor and your trip to the Final Four. How you feeling?
Man, it's a little overwhelmed, honestly, but it's been a whirlwind, but so humbled and thankful and excited for this opportunity for our program. And it's been almost indescribable. Really cool experience.
Like this experience now, before we even get into the upcoming matchup and the season as a whole, like it's such a great moment for women's sports, like at all levels, high school, college, pro. What is it like to be part of a team that's succeeding this well at women's sports at this moment?
Well, it's like, you've been scratching and clawing, trying to grow women's sports and the exposure and trying to become an asset, something that's worth investing in, not a charity case. And I feel like we're hitting this tipping point and I'm able to watch it. And it's such an honor to be a part of it. And I was just at a ceremony, actually, that was honoring assistant coach on our staff, Tony Noonan, who was Division I Assistant Coach of the Year for the WBCA. And then they were announcing all the divisions. And I looked at, man, what a time to be a coach in this incredible game. What a time to see the opportunities that are coming to women. And, this is never something that I want to take away from the men's game. I'm a huge men's basketball fan. But I think that it's time that women rise up and be a contributor into this incredible sports landscape. And I'm getting to watch it in real time.
It's really cool. Cori, I watch more women's games than men's games in the tournament, and it happened organically. I mean, I didn't sit down and say, I'm going to watch more women than men. I just kind of got hooked on your team. I'm a UCLA grad. I got out in the 80s. And I'll tell you a story you can appreciate because I think you were playing at Santa Barbara around that time. Billy Moore was the coach. Jackie Joyner-Kersee was one of our best players. Wow. And I'm now the Lakers announcer.
Is that not crazy?
Cori, get this. I'm now the Lakers announcer. My first 10, 15 games I ever did as a play-by-play announcer were those UCLA women's teams. And I'm not exaggerating. You were there for some of this. There were maybe 200, 300 people in the stands.
Right.
And I look at your games this year, both when you played at Pauley and when you played at the Galen Center, and you're sold out. There's 14,000 people. Have we reached the point now? You mentioned that you've been scratching and clawing for a long time. Are we there? Are we past the point where you have to sell it anymore? Do fans consistently come to your games, or do we still? And we can help you with this, by the way. Do we still need to push it? Do we still need to push your team and push women's basketball in LA, or is it already here?
Both. I think we have spots. We have spots in which we are here, right? That not only were both those games versus USC sold out, but it was the who's who.
Right.
It was, Celebrity Row. It was unbelievable. It was not sold out that week. It was sold out over a month beforehand. I mean, it was really great, but we didn't sell out in the NCAA tournament, which blew me away, and
weird.
Here we are in this incredible situation and in the NCAA tournament, and we didn't sell out the second round. So all that to say is there is still work to do. And I think it's a great thing is for women in college is that most of them stay obviously the portal adds some adventure to it, but most women stay for 4 years. So you really get attached to their journey. You get a sense of how they've grown and how they've changed, and they get a chance to contribute to the communities. And I think that's a really special thing. And so, but we still, obviously in LA, the entertainment, capital of the world, there's a lot of competition for the entertainment space and time and dollar. But at the same time, I do think we've made huge strides, but we got to keep pushing. We still have work to do, and I appreciate your guys' help in helping get the word out.
Speaking of the attachment to the personal journey of these players, Lauren Betts is having an incredible season, incredible career. It can be easy to forget that last season she missed 4 games to focus on her mental health. And without getting into the particulars of her situation, what does it say just about her character and perseverance that she was able to work through the issues, thrive at this level? And do you think it can provide hope for other people grappling with whatever in their own lives?
Yeah, that was I was just on a press conference with her, and probably more people asked about that, and I would encourage anybody to go to ESPN and find the article on ESPN.com, and it's really it was very courageous to be able to share her story in the way that she did. But what's been really neat about it is that there's nothing like having a really courageous moment and then learning that it really helped somebody else in really deep, dark places. And she's had several people reach out to her, and a couple that said, you know what, knowing your story may have saved my life. And,
Good for her.
Yeah. So I just think, sort of that phrase, the truth shall set you free. I think she's lighter. I think she feels really good about what she did. And I think that, I think that's one of the reasons she's playing better.
Cori Close, the National Coach of the Year in women's basketball. She has led her Bruins to the Final Four this weekend, where they will take on UConn. Let's talk a little bit about your team. Cori, if I would have told you that Lauren Betts is only going to play 6 minutes in the first half and Kiki Rice is going to go 1 for 7 from the field, but you're going to win, would you have called me crazy?
Yes, I would have, but a little less crazy after the Big Ten championship game where we beat, USC,
right.
But we got out rebounded. We turned the ball over, over 20 times. All of these things happened, but we just played so hard and played such great defense that we did. I would have said, you're nuts. But now I'm like, well, anything can happen. There's lots of ways to win.
Right.
But obviously, it was a little scary when Lauren got that second foul, and you could tell Kiki was struggling a bit. But, we've been talking about our depth all year long. And someone asked me today in the press conference, they said, what is the biggest sacrifice and the biggest character thing that this team has chosen that has led you to this space, which I thought was a great question. And the answer to that is to have this many All-Americans and this many talented players and to choose selflessness, that we have a phrase, sometimes you, sometimes me, always us. And that second quarter of that game against LSU with Lauren out, it was time to live that, time to take it as not a saying you say in press conferences, but you better live it. And it's next woman up mentality. And people stepped up to Mia Gardner, who had a really tough game.
Great.
Yeah, she had a tough game against Ole Miss and then respond in such a major way. And, she was incredible. I thought Janiah Barker came in and gave us a spark, even though she didn't make her free throws. She got herself to the free throw line, and she got them in some foul trouble. So just different people stepping up throughout the game. And, it's one of those things that we really do believe that if someone's having an off night, somebody else will step up in their place.
Without giving up too much of the store in terms of strategy, how do you go about approaching a team like UConn?
Well, we're such contrasting styles, right? Their biggest thing is the two biggest stats you need to know is that when they win, they're over 38% in their three-point attempt rate. So that means, 38% of the time is that possession is ending with them shooting a three. So it starts with not letting them get comfortable and not even letting them get as many threes off as they like to take. And the second big thing that is they're really small, and we're going to obviously try to dominate the glass and try to get the ball inside to multiple people. And when UConn wins, they find ways to defensive rebound. And when they lose, they're in a much lower percentage of missed baskets that they get defensive rebounds on. And so it's going to be really important that we use our size, our depth, that we are crashing the boards, getting us extra opportunities. We're not as efficient or a great shooting team, but we usually create extra possessions by the way that we rebound. And that will be a really important piece. They've got great players. But I tell people all the time, we're not playing the UConn of the last 20 years. We're playing this UConn team.
Right.
And, and our players are, really, really good. And we're the number one seed for a reason. And we've earned it. And so they are hot and they're playing very, very well. But, it is going to be which team can play to their identity for a longer period of time. And I believe that, if we play with aggression and connectivity, I think we have a really good shot to come out on top.
We're talking to Cori Close, the head basketball coach of the UCLA women. They are a number one seed in the Final Four in Tampa, taking on UConn this weekend. Cori, I've called a lot of Kobe's games. Now I call LeBron and Luka. You really can't stop those guys when they're on offense. You can only hope to make it hard for them. Is Paige Beckers like that? Like you do have to accept she's going to score, and you just want to make it harder. Do you feel like you can stop her?
No, I don't think you can stop her. And because not only is she such an elite scorer and so efficient, but she's an elite passer. And I actually coached her in USA basketball in the U19 World Cup, and we needed her to make an elite pass in order for us to go into overtime versus Australia that led to us winning the gold medal. And the reality is that not only do you not just stop her, but you got to really make her uncomfortable and disrupt vision because she makes everybody else around her better. But that being said, they have no answer for Lauren Betts or our length or our posts. And so they have great players. AZ Fudd, Sarah Strong, Paige Beckers are their big three. But we've got plenty on our side. And they're going to try to press us and put pressure on us in the backcourt so that we're not able to find our bigs in the front court. That's going to be so if we can take care of the ball and really attack and burn them on that, that'll be a big piece. But both teams have so many weapons. I mean, you're in the Final Four, for goodness sakes, right? Everybody's going to be good. And we just are really focused on, we need all 13 people committed to being stars in their roles, committed to showing up as the best version of themselves and doing whatever it takes to earn another chance to go 1-0.
Just curious, you played basketball at UCSB at the same time the co-host of the Travis and DeMarco show, Travis Rogers, was at UCSB. Like, athletes often know each other. Do you recall Travis at school? Did the entire university
Cori, tell him no one goes to the baseball
games. Oh, come on.
games.
I'm sure everyone went wild when he was throwing junk balls. I mean, do you remember the campus just shutting down and watching Travis?
Yeah, there was just flags coming out of all the dorm rooms with his picture on it. It was just you couldn't contain it. It was just everywhere. I had to go away just to get to have my own identity come out.
You're only human.
Yeah, exactly. You just can only do so much. But, hey, I am glad to share the Gaucho spirit.
Cori, we could not be more excited. By the way, let me end with this. I feel like I should, as a UCLA alum, I kind of want to, do my part. Am I allowed to, can I help you recruit? Like, if you had a recruit that wanted to be a sportscaster, would I be allowed to, have her come to the Laker game and sit next to me and shout at me, or is that a recruiting violation?
Yep. No, it would not be a recruiting violation. So we'll have to work on that.
Yeah.
So, or sometimes it's not after. Yeah, I appreciate that, and I may take you up on that because more and more people are interested in that space. And so, don't worry, I won't forget that you said that.
All right, they know where to find me, Cori, and I cannot tell you how much we are behind you this weekend. I beat UConn. Go win the whole thing. Congratulations on your award, and please enjoy this. You never know when you're going to. I have a feeling you're going to be back a lot, but you never know. You know that from your playing days. So I hope you and the girls enjoy this, and go beat UConn.
All right, thank you so much. We'll try to live in a good, healthy tension between the preparation and the joy. So thanks so much for having me, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right, Cori, good luck. There is Cori Close, the National Women's Coach of the Year.